Morning, everyone. Hoping you're having a great day. It's Grow with Joe here to give you more lessons on how to grow yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And today's a financial topic. Um, we're going to talk about the different healthcare plans, what you can get into, and everything. Open enrollment is either here or coming up for most employers. So the idea is you want to figure out, okay, what type of health plan should I choose? And I just want to give you some pros and cons of each one of the three that we could get. So the first one that you could do is a PPO. It's a preferred provider organization. So this is going to be the one that's going to typically have the highest premiums, highest deduct. You could have the lowest deductible, depend on the plan and what you choose. But a PPO is basically a group of health organizations. They come together like, hey, we want to provide the insurance says like, hey, we're going to have all these different services. You can choose any one. Or we have a lot of choices, but for all those choices that you get, your premium is going to be higher and everything. And it depends on your deductible. Like for most, if you the higher premium you pay, the lower deductible you're going to have, lower premiums, higher deductible. That's just tends how it is for all the different plans and everything. So with PPO, it's like, hey, you want to have more choices and everything, then a PPO is probably the way to go. But just realize that, hey, you're going to pay a higher premium for that. When it comes to the other one you could do is a health maintenance organization. So this is just I feel like you still have a choice of going to the doctor, but it's smaller than a PPO. So the premiums are going to be a little bit lower, but you can only go to like the doctors within that network, and like if you want to go out of network, then you have to pay for it yourself, or you have to get a special request and everything. So it depends. So the premiums are going to be lower on that. The doctors are, because they're like, hey, we keep everything here within network. We don't have to worry about billing and everything. We keep it all in house, and so the premiums are going to be lower on that versus a PPO. Then the third type you could do is a high deductible plan. So there's some rules and everything that are required for you to be on a high deductible plan. So high deductible plans are good for folks that don't need a lot of healthcare, don't plan to need a lot of healthcare, or they're willing to fund it themselves. One of the powerful things about a high deductible plan is you can get a health savings account. A health savings account has a lot of tax advantages. Like the money you put into a health savings account is tax deductible, so you don't have to pay taxes on what you put into it. When you take the money out, it's tax free, and then when you put money into a high savings account, you could choose different investments. So you can put in cash, you can put it into stocks or bonds, whatever you choose, and you can let that money grow. So if you're putting let's say you put $1,000 in it this year, the most you can put in a health savings account is about $3,550. If you put $1,000 in there, and let's say you're getting an 8% return over a 40-year period, that money can be worth about $210,000. So if you don't need healthcare and you're like, hey, I'm just going to fund it and just let that grow. And the key thing also with a high deductible plan is when you go to a doctor, you can call. This takes some more work. That's one of the caveats to a high deductible plan is it's more work. So you can go to a doctor and be like, hey, I have a high deductible plan. Hey, what is your cash rate? So if that doctor is within an HMO or a PPO, they might be like, hey, our standard rate is $200, but for you, since you're paying in cash, is $100. And the reason why they charge you less is because then they don't have to go to the insurance company, have to like, hey, we're billing, then we get 10, and then you have to pay your deductible, and then let's say 3 months later, you finally get a bill from you because your healthcare provider didn't pay for everything. So then, so then the doctor's waiting 3 months to get their money. So they're like, hey, I'd rather have that $100 right now to help me out instead of like, hey, waiting for 5 people and then only 3 or 4 out of the people pay me, and then the doctor's taking a loss and everything. So, um, so when yeah, if you're that's how a high deductible plan would work. You pay more of the money, but if if you don't have a big need for healthcare, then that can then you can put money away. So instead of paying all your premiums and not using it, so like let's say it's an HMO or a PPO where you're paying more premiums but you're not using the service, then you're not going to get those premiums back. But if you put money into your HSA while you're on a high deductible plan, then you can use that money, and that money rolls over. Another thing that people have is a flexible savings account, FSA. You can only put about $2,750 in that a year, and only $500 of that could be rolled over into the next year. And it's a use it or lose it. So like if you don't have an HSA, you could use that. That could give you some tax deductions as well. So let's say you use 2,000 of your FSA for different things, and that's tax deductible for you. So then you can, save some money. Let's say your effective tax rate is about 30%. You could be saving about $600 in taxes, putting money into an FSA. So it all depends. But the key thing is most people have choices coming up right now or currently have the choice like, hey, do I want to do a PPO? Do I want to do a HMO? Do I want to do a high deductible plan? And the key thing is you got to look at your situation, see, hey, what do I want to look at long term, and how's this going to help affect me and everything? I know not everyone has this choice and everything, but this is just what the system is. Just provide information out there to make sure that people know what to do and have a plan. That's like when it comes to voting, have a plan with voting, have a plan to do whatever you do, have a plan so that you can take advantage of the situation so the situation doesn't take advantage of you. So hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. to talk about personal development or time management. I'll think about it. But yeah, if you have any questions, just leave a comment, and yeah, just take care and enjoy the rest of your day.